Minister for Information in Komo. Me and explanation and free no. Honorable Minister for Information Kojo Oppong Nkrumah mo kwa ba Benjamin ni so.
Mejo so na sir.
Na anom design opening.
Nyame adom na.
Ano bi chi adwene kakra yem bisa ho nsem kakra. Ye pacho ye bisa se sikaya ye gi afri EIB no. A loan anasa a din.
Let us say. Me gi this no komo the National Development Bank no
Aja, so ma no so ma make kakra minister.
Otunka.
Ya me tonka.
Me say me gi this fiti ase no nkomo a se pese obi ate ase a ye di say National Development Bank that there. Sika hodo ahe ena ekom de free himpa. Ansa na mpo ya base bi loan na say e bi equity. Na then asaska National Development Bank enye bank to say commercial bank. Bank batan ya it say Japan Development Bank and Korean Development Bank and Development Bank of Singapore and Brazilian Development Bank and German Development Bank a friend KFW.
Yeah.
Bank batan ya they solve problem banks in Kuma and normal commercial banks na wo. Normal commercial banks no on problems here be me answer. Sika abotrewo ho anye say ye de beto ho na ochira no pa ye tro check abeji enu nti bank ne benya kwan de abo obi pesia yo ha be bosomi wo ho na say mfia hodo na ode ye adwuma bi wabija sika ehun si ho ewo fom ansa na sika ye de hye neme mampuntu oba na emum ebia risk no ewo soro sane mama ensano eno na problems of commercial banks amayama to say them boy Japan, Korea, Singapore, Brazil, Germany or more at development bank at the solve their development bank there they say aban boano ma opisi car ne bo form botrewo at the tour no na catch it. No nya sesika na no de sesika na ma na de abo commercial banks na besia wa kire mo say we person odishi kuyayum nkofo on time first kind say kuyayum because risk no was so but person odiska we say kuyayum we person odishi mfidi dwumam we person odi boa ankra nyuma e wo ha say na ne boni mfia hodo a me wa nsa na majese eska be mfia duo no tie no na what the sub banks na say ana banks also ekonmo edu na omo so atumi abobesia boa ankrankra nyuma ewo akwani asaso Ghana Development Bank no Ghana buying at the $200 billion ashim eno no enye besia World Bank ama $250 million at the ashim ansana omampani enra senenansa or arrange €170 million and we a 20-year loan with 5-year moratorium. Initial 5 years, you into your back. And interest rate, I'm saying, and I'm the 0.5%. You did air development bank. Now, development bank also did be to me and my banks. I hope you're working on. I say, now, omodi Bob Bessia war, baby, I susu se osis kanokwa. Wa only make kasano pay. You could just say kanok bank. Now the year Juma. Now we do create here answer na 20 years in best no na development bank no bank na to meet your development bank no so to meet here baby okoje says kind of here it's a mix of funding it be equity and a be debt.
All right, Minister, so we ask the question, sir, if say Aban are committed $200 million, World Bank are committed $250 million, it would mean that this entity would have in place already its board of directors, meboa.
There be. Afina institution no cry yet teacher. There's an institution no cry no you launch it. Meboa you launch it July ni ebe launch. And she say was a year so that by July na institution ni be you know na e wo sika da ho na mpanimfo a ebe so from all over the world. There's a global search ongoing for 24 so you know press omni na be Ghana for the best brains from all over the world. Your independence time be kaya you see we ni afa best people from all over the world not necessarily Ghanaians by Sabren July, no, that's the Kane board near there here to execute. No, none in a place. Until yen came July, then so Sunday I said you my fear says happening.
Yanko, the issues about lending and the prevailing conditions the bank would be lending to. And I said, customers won't be lending. One more target in the bank now.
So, nobody can try no bank no any commercial bank. Intinya there or be branches all over the place. A bank back or more customers, any commercial banks.
Okay.
See, no wholesale bank. No pesika kesiye if you are see afanen na ne bo for ma go travel. No de say sika no, de am commercial bank. Na wo watimi for commercial bank akodi bi. Anya sa wo bank no. They be no na say or pesika or this so kakra or promising for interest rates say first time man. De say sika no man na say sika no wo de ma commercial bank or channel about to make or do sika fi bank. Wo to me check on. Promising interest rates or pesika no so no. That's the kind of boy into wo cost or or say Missika no minya na 22%, into medium amount be you do 30%. And another route is to use development banks and only at their finance minister thereby every year for them. And
more envisages a development bank, fan say a year onward lending to commercial banks now. At what interest rates na more Pegasus bell and to?
Percent rate bank na bell lend ya for commercial banks no na commercial banks no so the be more customers no e be too far off from the cost of funds because any profits I mean any an organization that is designed to be a commercial entity per se. It's a development oriented institution. It's offer African Development Bank, offer World Bank, any other development banks here. Medical Bubachoya. The model is simple. Yes, or more pisika ama. But development, the rates ought not to be too far from cost of funds. It is on no sika according to 0.5%. And as a be equity from Ghana buyer, you can envisage say enya dia ebeko too far from that. Name a final decision on the board on management will take it to me and to me and predictive rates. But to stay said, the model all over the world, they say, it's not too far from our cost of funds.
Now, the question will be said, the intent of the development might be say one more lend at a lower rate at banks in between yes and the more customers to grow the economy. But the guarantees that these banks, after taking the money from, let's say, the development bank, maybe more 7%, the guarantees on bell lend at a rate comfortable enough for one more customers, what guarantees are there?
Well, bisa question, papa. The horn and common ewo. As I tell you, I'm coming back from as a starter, so any and I am why in Kikane there. But Medanya say, and yes, I'm coming to be now. Who raise the real issues? Said then, be making sure, say, rate, and even purpose. Say this kind of stuff agreka or marginal treasury bills, which is lending back to government. Every development bank on any bank or lending to the customer bank, agreement. And based on that agreement, or more monitoring mechanisms are or mobile ensure say the amount 1 million say first agree at X%. Or semi banner as part of the agreement, books anymore. The banner may be show books more. Me say of about 1 million loan portfolio according to break rates out our customers and only I need too far from your friend is saying the agreed rates are measured the agreement and the monitoring mechanism that should ensure say no say Ghana the World Bank said the World Bank projects and African Development Bank project both the World Bank and African Development Bank for or mobile be actually be say so one pie see can now just all the year into project and penny and power the project now the budget and the cost over there 1 million now the 500 and that's over there 1 million now the 1 million in a year they be World Bank, African Development Bank, other development banks and mines as part of agreement for SAP projects, so many the inspection and auditing.
But Mami Chechemukakra, say, banky obviously it will be under the supervision of the Bank of Ghana, Meboa.
Yewomra yede for Juma, a friend of Development Financial Institutions Act. And yet the normal Banking and Specialist Deposit Taking Institutions Act.
All right. Now, you're moving on to other issues. So, most commercial banks are, risk averse. And yes, say because women is more customers no entry. But sometimes we lend them customers now upon so more analysis, simulations, everything tells you that this business is a viable business and that it can repay its loans. Yemba more lending women customers at a rate of 12%. Now they start experiencing defaults. What happens to retrieving the money that the development bank has lent to the commercial bank?
Well, first of all, banks will standard operating processes for retrieving loans that they have made out. The problem was that over the years, it's a supervision never form. And to the consequence, they say toxic assets. And toxic assets in the banks are cultural. Into where banks, asset quality reviewer, bonds and normal asset quality ever form. And then the work of the central bank, Abuama, so we default rates, toxic asset rates, the whole banking sector anymore. And the banking sector, asset quality, improve. Now, once that has improved, let's just say there was a banks near to ensure some credit risk assessment, any profiling of NIPA on this carbon manner, or more better than before. And there was a Bank of Ghana, ensure or more every day. Secondly, apart from relying on what the Bank of Ghana is doing, development finance institution, they said this development bank Ghana will say, and also the SICA amount say for specific sectors. Now, as part of agreement, your clarity on what your credit risk assessment and your key parameters should be, and within those parameters, while not obstructing and for access to credit, they can also ensure say at least it can organizations and institutions are on bona fides here intact. I wouldn't say what is kind of on between me about picture. There's a combination of these two, and I between safeguarding funds normally reduce defaults.
Maybe sir, last two questions. Now, Minister, I know now maybe sir, question be about the target of the development bank. As much as it's being channeled through commercial banks, the purpose from yeti and command media many was to ensure that we quicken the pace or accelerate the pace of growth MIN economy the COVID-19 and in that respect would the bank be interested in certain fields or industries it feels that it will quicken the growth and therefore might tell the commercial banks look at these industries or look at these fields in terms of lending?
Absolutely. And I can say one of the first areas of business here, agribusiness. And with a focus on what we call off-farm value chain and manufacturing, ICT, software and applied services, including business process outsourcing and tourism, and some housing to deepen the mortgage finance market and the housing market as well. So there are specific areas that and known at the economic channel on a year recommended the office can be a good demonstration on our prepare. What this says kind of and the agreements and follow through, like I said, no baby.
Minister, final question. With, let's say, a monetary policy rate of 14.5, when I'm here finance for the economics for, is it possible, sir, the DPG would lend to banks at, let's say, 10.5, and then the banks would also lend at, let's say, 12.5?
14.5 based on the Bank of Ghana's analysis of the commercial bank market. Bank of Ghana a lender of last resort. The bank be what nase anase ohie sika bi na ontumi enya no through deposit na okọ Bank of Ghana pa ko gisika de about adwuma na the Bank of Ghana that money at 14%. And you lend off that sort of rate. It also becomes the guiding rate, baseline rate. Banks now carry their interest. But based on the analysis, the average cost of funds in the banking sector. So with the parallel vehicle back, now know the capital market also at 7.5. Now so the bank at 8%. The bank will need the agreement that 8% here. You can't lend it out very far from 8%. A bank will need an extraordinarily good reason to explain why seeking to lend seeking to lend it at 14% or higher. Because then fit into the basket of funds are not 14%. And to those are the objectives and improvements I sure say the Kabeba Bank they will active and gradually to push prices.
The final question here, the need for a development bank. And then the question I'm after to be ABC. So I'm coming here down. Now in 7 to APP. And now the entire soon now if it is soon. The now say no say didn't come. The need for a development bank. Sir, banki ever lend it to commercial banks. Obi ABC say, Bank of Ghana, what is the commercial banks? And could we not have used the channel of the Bank of Ghana to achieve same?
The question becomes, where does Bank of Ghana get the money it gives to commercial banks as a lender of last resort? Where does it get it from? Because the banks know what reserve ratio. Until no bank and opportunity cannot at 14%. Mercy also a reserve will be a Bank of Ghana. The Bank of Ghana was Ghana. That's will be Uchina. Na Bank of Ghana is Ghana. If banks no more at that same rate, no, so they must at about 14% or 15%. Secondly, Bank of Ghana, the primary function crying regulator of the commercial banks and your lending business or your lender of last resort because our reserves are down. And your Bank of Ghana, Juman Kasane say, or no, nam everyday car airful, no, they are Beboa banks, and your Jumano. And into now, Singapore, Japan, Germany, Korea, Brazil, the Biomaya development banks and yes, central bank and all of us said you might throw them also. And Kasane Tilia, because our countries in a central bank in the best end. But I central bank look on the regulation and then the reserve functions. And then you be a development bank or no to say all pretty Pudua, one, you don't know for. Now, also, I lend it to commercial bank at wholesale bank. The difference is, and also, Tina, contrary to first conversation, said, ADB, NIB, and Nankayan Kambum Development Bank, spending 4 annuals because they're not a commercial bank. There were branches across the country. I'm not dealing directly with the problem. My problem, I say, also, Sika, Pudu, Nepo, but work. And only the activity
Minister, we mean our studio and Quebec do an anime yarding.
And referral, Namer to me about
but more than ever, in Como. Minister Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, Minister for Information, and in Edin Como, FA, the Development Bank, or the Inchichimukakra at the Abraham.